Hello, it's me. I've decided to turn the focus of my channel more towards art, and this I guess is the beginning of that turned focus. Why isn't the video moving? Oh, it is moving. You can, on the screen you can see speed art. I was originally editing it so all the zooms in and out were taken out, but then I realised, oh wow, I really don't want to go through and do the whole thing. Maybe sometimes I will do that on videos, but it won't be a consistent thing, because quite frankly I will end up never posting any videos ever if I do that all the time on every single video. And I'm probably going to still do Minecraft videos occasionally, because I don't know, I like Minecraft, but I kind of want to turn the focus towards talking about art more often. I've been watching a lot of drama videos lately, like on the art community. Like I was just watching one on Dolly Guts. But like, I don't myself intend on making any videos about that kind of thing. I'm gonna probably more focus on talking about artists I like, and talking about my own plans with my art and my own art and characters. So I guess I might as well just use this video as a, hey, I'm me. This is some stuff you can know about me, I guess. But you ever notice that whenever you want to talk about yourself and tell people about yourself, it's the most awkward thing ever? Like, oh wow, suddenly I don't know any facts about myself. Amusingly, on screen, the speed art that's playing is actually a speed art I did where I'm drawing a self-portrait. It's not exact, like, does anyone ever really draw exact self-portraits, or do they just draw the idealized versions of themselves? I mean, I've definitely got vlogs and other videos on my channel where you can see my face if you're that interested, but, you know, I don't think anyone ever really does draw a realistic, like, version of themselves when they do art of themselves, unless you're, like, the type of artist that does extreme realism. And honestly, artists who do that extreme realism, y'all are witches, because that's incredible, and I don't know that I could ever get to that level with art. You'll notice on the sketch that I draw titties. I don't know why I'm deciding to switch to that subject, but you'll notice I draw titties. That's something I do because I can't figure out the length of torso unless I draw the titties. So even if I'm drawing a male character, or in this case I'm drawing myself and I'm non-binary, so I don't tend to draw myself with titties. For some people who are non-binary, they're okay with the idea of titties on themselves, and that's fine, but me personally, I don't like being depicted or drawing myself with titties. And I can't figure out torso length without them. They help me. Torsos make no sense if there are no titty. But I was gonna talk about myself, wasn't I? It's weird. Like, who can just sit there and go, here's some straight up facts about me, when they're put on the spot? I could have planned this in advance, but I didn't, so now you're getting the more authentic self. But anyway, I'm Jasper. I'm sure my name is put everywhere. You may also call me Jasperry, is the name of the channel, for I've been wanting to come up with a new channel name, but I've had this username for like ages, and it's really hard to come up with new channel names. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how I used to do it. I used to change username like all the time. Like, I went through quite a few usernames. They weren't all good usernames. Some of them were cringy, because I think we've all had a cringy username or two in our time. Like, don't deny it. You have had a cringy username at least once. It's impossible to make it through life without one cringy username. But yeah, I don't know what kind of username I want to have. Like, I haven't even really decided what I want my name to be. Like, I know my name is Jasper, but how do people pick middle names, and how do people pick last names? I think some people just keep their original last name, but I don't plan on keeping my original last name at all. It's like, wow, how do people decide that? But I mostly draw my own original characters. Like, original characters pretty much always been my focus. I find fan art difficult to do. I've been doing fan art a lot more often lately. Like, you'll find I have Homestuck fan art now. Like, of all the things to get into doing Homestuck of, fan art of, it has to be Homestuck. But yes, I have Homestuck fan art now. Like, of course I had to get into Homestuck, but I had to get into Homestuck late, ages after everyone else. And I've also done some fan art of, I'm literally just browsing to my DeviantArt to look at things I've done. I've done Naruto fan art, and by Naruto fan art I mean I have a Naruto fan character. It's okay if you want to think I'm cringe. It's fine. Sometimes you just gotta live your own life and be as cringy as you want. Cringe culture is dead. Do things that make you happy. But yeah, I've done Homestuck fan art, so I've drawn Rose mostly. Like, she's the character I've drawn most from Homestuck. I drew Kanyaya twice. I've drawn Sakura from Naruto a few times. I've drawn Nepeta from Homestuck. Aradia from Homestuck. I've drawn Zuko from Avatar. And yeah, that's pretty much my foray into fan art. I want to get into drawing fan art more often, because apparently fan art is the thing that gets people's attention, but it's whatever. That's life, I guess. I've always wanted to do more fan art type things, but I find fan art difficult because, you know what, my characters, I don't feel connected to the characters at all, and I find it easier to draw a character if it's my character. Like, I used to draw Kario a lot, and I feel like I haven't really drawn Kario as much lately. Like, I've got 2 pictures of Kario that I can see recently. Oh, 3. And I used to draw Andy, another character of mine, a lot more. And I really want to do a comic based on Kario, or write a novel on her. Like, I want to do more narrative stuff involving my characters. And then I just never do it. Like, I start doing these things and then I don't finish them. Like, I've started a novel on Kario before. I've started one on Andy before. The one on Andy I did for NaNoWriMo one year. And I think I got a decent amount done, and then I never continued doing it after NaNoWriMo. And that's really annoying, because I just get bored with these projects. Like, I still really love my characters, but I find it difficult getting their story told. Like, I also do Stardew Valley fan art sometimes, and I have this Stardew Valley character, because everyone has, lots of people who play Stardew Valley, they have their Stardew Valley farmer, and they draw after their farmer, and their farmer's the chosen person that they marry. How lovely. And I wanted to do a fan comic around my farmer and their partner. And I did like 3 pages and then I just gave up on it, because that's just a problem I have so often. I get 3 pages done and then I'm like, let me ignore this. So maybe if I start, posting videos and showing my art and the process behind it, I'll, I don't know, get some stuff done. I'll have some accountability. It could be nice. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Was this supposed to be me talking about myself? Oh, I've done some Skyrim fan art too. I really like Skyrim. I probably spend way too much time playing Skyrim. Not that I've actually played it recently, because my laptop was actually away for 2 weeks, so I couldn't play any games, and that made me sad. I have a secondary laptop, but I can't play games on that, and it's just I can draw on it, I can write on it, and that's pretty much about it, and I can watch videos on it, I guess. And that's really it. What do I have written about my characters on my toy house? Honestly, I think most of the character development I've done is in my head. Like, I haven't written much of it down at all. Let's see. Let's look at my character Andy. And by let's, I mean I will look at it and I will read it out to you while y'all continue to look at the art on the screen. Or you might not be looking at the screen. You might just be listening to the video and not paying attention to the screen at all. Because sometimes people do that. I mean, I do that a lot when I've got YouTube videos playing, because I'm drawing at the same time or something. It can be nice to listen to people talking about their art. while you yourself are drawing or doing something else, which I think is part of my motivation behind wanting to make art videos and wanting to do these videos where I talk over the speed art and things, because I know some people I know I like listening to things while I draw or while I play games, and maybe someone wants to listen to me talk. I mean, I don't know, but the possibility's there, and I like talking. So on Andy's page, I have her listed as her name is Andy Michaels. And she's a female, born on the 5th of June, 21 years old. She's a Gemini. She's 158 centimetres, or 5'2". She has siblings, Gavin, Jay, and Jack. And it's in the description here on the profile, it has her name. It uses Anthem as her name because originally when I started developing the character Andy, she was based on a Minecraft skin I had, and the Minecraft username was Anthem Famous, so I just called the character Anthem. And then eventually I wanted her to have a more masculine name that's an actual people name, because, you know, my other character Gavin, she's got a, you know, more masculine name, and I wanted Andy's name to kind of match that. So eventually she just ended up being Andy, and the name Anthem doesn't really feel like it fits her anymore. So on here it describes Andy as quiet and timid, often found sitting quietly lost in thought. She isn't much of an adventurer, isn't physically strong, and doesn't like mining. She was originally a Minecraft character, which is why it says doesn't like mining. If anything, she prefers to read or work with animals, preferably friendly ones. She is technically part of the Kankuro family, as she has the same father as Gavino and Jay, but she has a different mother to the twins, and chose to take her mother's last name. She always wears a pendant that was gifted to her by her mother. Anthem is short and rather slender, and also small in the chest. She has the normal Kankuro grey eyes, although her eyes are a little lighter than most. Her hair is long and bright pink. She braids it quite often. She's generally very pale, as she spends a lot of time in her rooms in the dungeon. And then we also have art on her profile, you know, art of drawn of her. So since then, Andy has definitely changed. Like, Andy is still the younger sibling to Gavin and Jay. She's still technically part of the family, but, you know, chose to take a different name. But I wouldn't describe the character I have as called Andy now as quiet and timid. Like, Andy now is, she's focused, she's ambitious, she's in charge of things, because she lives in a kingdom, because I guess they're kind of medieval times in their kind of storyline, and she lives in a kingdom where she works as kind of like the wizard of the castle, the wizard of the city. I think she's got an official title, I just can't remember it, but she's the one that does potions, she does enchanting, she does all their magic things, and Andy she's proficient in this, otherwise she wouldn't be the one in charge of all those at a young age, because she is still quite young, because, you know, you have that stage where you're just like, all the characters I make are around the same age as me, older people don't exist. And I probably was in my late teens when I developed Andy as a character, but yeah. But she's ambitious, she's intelligent, she likes learning, she researches, she sometimes goes to other cities to help them, because she goes and helps she helps other people in charge of magic in other cities with their magic, and she makes potions, and she does everything like that. And she's still short and probably still rather slender. Her appearance hasn't really changed. She still has long, bright pink hair. She still braids it. And her rooms are still in the dungeon. She's got multiple rooms, because you can't really keep potion stuff in the same room as enchanting stuff. And why would she want to sleep in the same room as all that stuff? And then in the story I have planned for her, she ends up taking on apprentices, because she's in charge of the potions and the enchanting and everything for an entire city. I think she's allowed a couple of apprentices, because she's got a lot of work to do, so maybe she kind of needs the help. And so she's got the several rooms in the dungeon, because if she's going to have apprentices working with her, I think they're all going to need space. Originally, Andy, I didn't really have it specified much of who her romantic interests were. Like, that wasn't really something I thought about because Andy wasn't supposed to be like this very big character. She was just supposed to be like a background minor character that's kind of quiet and timid and doesn't really do much, but now she's become more of a strong character with more of a voice because, I don't know, she just is. She's stronger, she speaks up more, and she's more important to the story, I guess, because she's got out of the three siblings, she's the more intelligent one, she's the more one that speaks up, I guess, when it comes to magic and that kind of thing. I mean, I wouldn't say she's the loudest out of the siblings, but she speaks up more so than what the old version of her would have. Do I even have a page for Jay on here? Because I know Jay, originally Jay was a self-insert, and then I was like, no, I do not wish to have a self-insert. And I decided, no, we're just going to not make that character me at all. I don't like this idea. So Gavin and Jay are Andy's older siblings, and they're twins. I don't have anything on Gavin's page at all. There's art of her. She's 5'4", and it says her name is Gavin Rosemary Kunkaro. She's got a nickname. She's female, born on 15th of June, 23 years old. It's got her siblings listed. That's about it. So I can tell you about Gavin, despite her not having information on there. But Gavin she's the warrior of the sisters. She wants to learn how to fight with a sword. She wants to learn how to take charge. She wants to go out and get into battles and face monsters. She wants to do epic questing things. She wants to have fun. She wants to explore. She wants to see the world. She wants to be strong, and she wants to be in charge. So I guess she's kind of typical in that way. She's headstrong. She wants to get out there. And I guess she's kind of loud in that respect because, you know, she's the warrior. She's the one that's out there. She's the one that's happy and loud and confident. Yeah. She's also probably the one that's, I guess, the most flirty out of the three. She's more likely to flirt with people. She's more likely to be good at communicating with others. She's more charismatic. She's more confident. I mean, Andy's confident too, but Andy's confident she's confident in her ability. She's confident in what she can do. Well, Gavin is just confident as a person. She's confident in interacting with others. She's confident in being social. And then we've got Jay. What do we have on Jay's? Jay's profile is literally blank. It doesn't have anything. It's just got her name. Nothing. Apparently I created the profile a month and 17 days ago. I mean, okay, fair. And, you know, the art on Andy and Gavin isn't even really up to date. I mean, the Andy stuff is more up to date than Gavin, but I'm not great at updating Toy House. Eventually I'm going to make references for all my characters because I really love all my characters, even if I don't draw all of them all the time. Gosh, poor Jay, she got the short end of the stick. Who else do I want to talk about? Sure. I guess I could talk about Cario, maybe. Cario is older. I think I've had Cario longer than any of those other three characters I've talked about. Cario, I guess I was definitely a teenager when I created Cario as a character because she's on her page. Her name is Cario Rose Cohen. She's female, born on the 21st of July, 17 years old. Her star sign is Cancer. She's 161 centimeters or 5'3". She's got a brother named Sebastian, and she's got 2 half-sisters. And her parents are listed. She likes photography. She dislikes being alone and talking. It says on here that her profile on Toy House was created 4 years and 5 months ago, and I definitely had her a lot longer than I had the Toy House profile. But I think when I first created Cario, she was originally younger than she is, than I have her listed as now. I've got pretty much a life story here listed. So Kario has blue hair. She's got blue eyes. I always draw her with one eye covered. Like, that's her thing. She always has that eye covered. And at first I think I was just covering it because why not? It was just a thing. I remember when I first had Kario, I was slowly drawing her hair longer and longer and longer. Her appearance has actually changed a lot, so when I first had her, I was drawing her hair longer and longer. She just had blue hair, and she always wore this red top and this blue skirt. And, let me get the pictures of her into a different tab. I know y'all can't even see it, but I can see it, and I like to have it in a different tab. So when I first designed her as a character, she had blue hair that got longer and longer. I went through a phase where I was trying to draw really pastel-y art, and that was kind of gross. And then eventually I decided to start drawing her where she would wear this red top with blue shorts all the time. You know, the red top's kind of consistent, and she had long blonde hair instead with a little bit of black regrowth. I think this was more based on the fact that I often bleach my hair blonde, so I guess I was kind of reflecting myself in her in a way, and her hair was really long and like obnoxiously long. And then for a while I was drawing her with blonde hair with a blue streak down one side and blue at the ends, and the rest was still blonde with black regrowth. And I think I was really copying a friend's art there because, you know, when you're young, you copy aspects of your friends and you don't really think about it. You just, oh, friend did this thing, friend cool, I will do that too. So that was that. And that friend actually drew a really nice picture of Kario that y'all can see on Kario's Toy House profile if you wish. And then someone else in a Discord server drew Kario, and I really love that art. And then there's another artwork here of Kario. I'm not sure who drew that, but I'm sure I have something linked there. Do I? Cedar Rose. I think I need to stop talking soon. But then eventually I switched Kario back to just having short blue hair and still having that one eye covered. Like for all of this, that one eye was consistently covered. I did Art Fight this year, and I got a couple drawings of Kario for that. They're really cute, and you can see them on my profile. Oh, Cedar Rose has a content warning on their page. That's fancy. Oh. But, Kario, I don't know how much I want to say about Kario. She's not confident. She's not at all confident. She's kind of quiet. Like, she often doesn't really talk, and she's neglected a lot by her parents. Like, her father is barely ever in her life, and it's under the guise of her father being at work all the time. But it later turns out that her father was actually cheating on her mother, and her mother has had a drinking problem since Kario was 10, so neither of them were paying attention to her because they were kind of involved in their own drama and their own problems. They didn't really know what was going on with their own daughter. They didn't know what was going on with their son either, because they've got a son that's a little bit older than Kario. And about Kario, she didn't have her parents paying attention to her. Her brother cared about her, but you know, he's only a few years older than her. He can't really do everything. He can't feasibly be there for everything. It says on her page that Kario tends to be very dependent on the people she trusts and is especially reliant on Ulrich and his attention. So when I first created Kario as a character, I also created a character named Ulrich, and the idea was that these two characters were supposed to be dating, and now I have them set up as more friends that are kind of maybe a little too dependent on each other but not dating. And I think it works that way. I don't know, I'm still kind of up in the air about how I want the story to be like. And it also says that Kario has a tough time controlling her emotions and can be easily upset. To people she doesn't trust, she can come across as confident and rather emotionless. If she doesn't care about a person, she gives no thoughts to their opinions or feelings, relying solely on her trusted people's opinions of the world. She forms attachment to people very quickly and is very hurt by even small quote-unquote betrayals. So I guess most of this could still be considered kind of true. Like, she does come across as confident sometimes to other people, or emotionless, but she's not confident. She's very the opposite of confident. She's unconfident. She's not self-assured, and she's very emotional, but she has a tough time, you know, showing those emotions or acting on those emotions, to the point where other people just think that because they don't really see any emotion from her that they can recognize. And she's got a few trusted people in her life. Like, she's for the most part, she relies on Ulrich and another character named Sophia. And in the story, I've kind of did it between she could date one of them, and it's like, why does she need to have a romantic entanglement with either of them? Why can't she just be this character that's a little too attached and dependent on her two best friends? But then those two best friends don't even particularly like each other that much. They tolerate each other for Cario, but, you know, I wouldn't say they like each other. And then I thought, hey, what if I just had them in a polyamorous relationship? Like, why can't Cario date both of them, or all three of them are dating as a little triad thing? I don't know, I still haven't really settled on the story. Because, you know, I just said Sophia and Ulrich, they don't really like each other. They tolerate each other, but they're not really friends. And I kind of have to change that. And I feel like they're not being really friends suits them, so I don't know that I want to change that. But I'm running out of time, and you're probably going to have some silence at the end of this video, but this is about as much as what my phone will let me record, which is, you know, pretty mean. Like, dang phone, let me record just a little bit longer. Or I guess I could speed it up a little bit more. I don't know. If you listened and watched this whole thing, thanks. Feel free to ask questions or leave comments, and I will talk about whatever. I'm happy to chat. Please chat with me.